Hello everybody. This is YouTube and there's a box. So you're going to think that this is a YouTube box opening. And yes it is, but no it's not. So here's the story. This is the Tac-Force Speedster model TF-705 GC, standing for gray camo. And here it is. And there's the box. Not much with the box. I'm going to get the box out of frame. So here's the story. One night I was a little bored and I wondered what the best-selling knife on Amazon.com was. And there's a search feature you can use to search for things like that. And according to my research, this is it. Thousands have been sold. There's over 5,300 reviews on the knife. So this, at least according to my research on Amazon.com, is the #1 selling knife. So what is it and how much is it? Well, it's $10.29. So at $10.29, I had to order one, and this is August of 2016. So I'm not sure if the price will change by the time you see the video or not. So as I said, had to get one just to see. I think around 10 bucks was worth my curiosity, if nothing else. I haven't done anything with this knife. I haven't sharpened it. It's as it is, as it came from the box, I have opened it a few times. So speaking of opening, it's an assisted opening knife. The blade is about 3 1/4 inches. When you close it, it's about 4 1/2 inches. It's a liner lock. It has aluminum handles. It has a bottle opener. On the end is a glass breaker, and it's not a round glass breaker. It's kind of, try and bring it in. It's almost like a small flathead screwdriver, and it's an extension of the back part of the frame, and I'm not sure whether you would call that a backspacer or how you would describe the exact design of the knife. It's something of a flow-through design. Pocket lint or other material will probably come out the other side. It has a bottle opener. The knife blade, as you can see, is serrated about halfway. The handle scales are aluminum, and the knife is constructed with Torx screws. Kind of neat. It has black washers for the pivot, and I'm assuming they're nylon at $10.29. And I'm not sure if there's something they could do to anodize bronze washers into black. I have no idea what the blade steel is. It's a China-made knife, of course. I'm assuming it's something like 7CR, MOV 13, 8CR, whatever. I'm assuming it's a stainless steel. It has a black anodized coating. A little bit of a false wedge on the top of the blade. Generally, you would call this, I guess, a little bit of a clip point, maybe a spear point. So no great test today, just to see how it comes from the box. I do have a piece of paper handy. We'll do a cut test, see how that. Not the greatest, but it's from the box. I'm sure with a moment or two on a stone you could probably, oh, that was terrible, you could probably improve the edge a little bit. Let's see, I'm trying a little more force, yeah. But hey, it does cut. These knives, in my area, I live in Georgia, you see Tac-Force knives around at convenience stores. Um, we have a lot of gun and knife shows. There's usually a few vendors that sell this brand at gun and knife shows. Not really going to see it at major retailers. I think mostly it's an online proposition, or like I said, at a convenience store. Oh, I forgot to talk about the clip a little bit. The blade clip is pretty stout. It'll sit pretty high in the pocket. Only one choice there. Tip down, right side. If you're a lefty, you're a little bit out of luck. There's no way to switch that to the other side. Knife sort of has, I don't know how you would describe it, an industrial look to it, or maybe a little bit of a fantasy look to it. Oh, the other thing is the bottle opener. I think you can only use it when the blade's open. The action on it is actually not bad. It's a fairly stout spring to, there's quite a bit of resistance, not bad, quite a bit of resistance to close the knife, but it fires open quite well. When I glanced at Amazon, it has a 4.4 out of 5-star rating. And as I mentioned earlier, there's over 5,300 reviews. About 4,600 are positive, 716 are critical. That's pretty consistent with items made in China. Many Chinese factories seem to have quality control issues sometimes. But still, overall it breaks down to 68% are 5-star, 18% are 4-star, and 7% are 3-star, 3% are 2-star, and 4% are 1-star. So when you sell thousands of knives, that means that, you know, somewhere around 14% or so, people are not all that pleased with it. So that's a significant number of knives. Sometimes you have to take Amazon reviews with a grain of salt too. I'm just looking at this knife today. This is right out of the box. I haven't carried it for 6 months to see how it'll hold up. Right now, it locks pretty well. I don't know under use how long that lockup would stay nice and tight. I think I'm gonna find out. I don't know, should I post a long-term review of the Tac-Force 705 GC? So, other than it's a $10 knife that's assisted opening, that works pretty well, that comes modestly sharp, what would you use this knife for? I try not to be a knife snob. I have some moderately expensive knives. I love my Spyderco paramilitary. Another inexpensive knife that gets great reviews and I have had great success with is the Ontario Rat 1. An old knife of mine that's design is kind of dated now is a Shenanigan. This one's been great. But what do you do with this knife? Well, a lot of people do work where you don't want to use a knife like this to open different things where the knife is going to get all trashed. A paint bucket, for instance, any other materials where you'll trash the knife and all of a sudden your $150 knife has some type of material decorating it that you never anticipated. It also might be a nice backup knife to have. I'm not sure whether I would want to keep this knife in a bug out bag where I would have to be in a situation where I need a really good knife to do something and it fails. But for a thrasher knife, maybe, it's neat. If you've never owned an assisted opening knife, it's an inexpensive way to have that feature, which is neat. To bring on a camping trip or a hunting trip in case your main knife got lost, to have this one after you sharpened it up. To have this one as a backup knife wouldn't be a bad idea. Everybody always says, oh, you can also keep an extra knife in your tackle box. Yeah, sure. It would do that well too. So anyway, here's what you get for $10.29 on the most popular knife on Amazon.com. And I thank you for watching.